Ready to step into the venue director role? Today we're diving deep into RoleCatcher's insights to help you nail that interview.
It's a demanding job, but also incredibly rewarding. You're the maestro of every event, from conferences to those big exhibitions.
Let's jump right in. What are some of those tough questions you might face? RoleCatcher's guide has some great examples.
Walk me through a time you dealt with a difficult client or stakeholder. That one often trips people up.
Oh, the dreaded difficult question. Why do interviewers love those?
It's about seeing how you handle pressure, how you problem solve, whether you stay professional when things get tough.
So no complaining allowed. It's all about showcasing your diplomatic skills.
Right, exactly. Think of a specific situation with a challenging client or stakeholder. Maybe they had unrealistic expectations or communication broke down.
Or they were just difficult. No matter the reason, how do we tackle this question?
Walk them through your steps to resolve the situation. Focus on your communication. Did you listen to their perspective? Did you problem solve and find a compromise?
What if it didn't end perfectly? What then?
Honesty is key, even if the outcome wasn't ideal. Talk about what you learned and how you've grown professionally.
This is where RoleCatcher's AI feedback can help. It analyzes your responses and pinpoints areas for improvement.
Right. And remember, interviewers love follow-up questions like, what was the most challenging part? Or what would you do differently? So be prepared to go deeper.
Okay, moving on. Another common one is, how would you describe your leadership style? Seems pretty straightforward.
It's trickier than it sounds. They want more than just buzzwords like collaborative. They want to see how you lead and if it aligns with their culture.
How do we avoid giving a generic answer?
Think about your core values as a leader. What are your guiding principles? Maybe it's open communication, empowering your team, or leading by example.
And back it up with concrete examples.
Absolutely. Don't just say you're a strong communicator. Tell them about a time you successfully communicated a difficult message or facilitated a brainstorming session.
I bet they'll ask about handling a difficult team member or resolving conflict within your team.
Definitely. They want to know you can navigate interpersonal dynamics and maintain a positive work environment.
Next question. How do you stay up to date on industry trends in this fast-paced world of venue management?
This is where your passion and commitment to continuous learning shine. And RoleCatcher's resources, like their career guides, can help.
It's like a cheat sheet for what's trending.
Exactly. Beyond RoleCatcher, mention publications you read, conferences you attend, or professional organizations you're part of.
It's not just staying informed, though.
Right.
It's about applying that knowledge to your work.
Absolutely. Maybe you implemented a new technology based on a trend or developed a marketing strategy from a conference.
So show them you're not just absorbing information, you're using it to innovate and improve.
Now for a crucial skill. Describe your experience with budget management and financial forecasting.
This is where the numbers come in. Can be intimidating for some.
Be confident. Showcase your understanding of financials. If you've managed budgets before, discuss your process spreadsheets, software, strategies to stay on budget.
Highlight your successes. Did you come in under budget or find ways to increase revenue?
Quantifiable achievements are key. For example, I implemented a vendor negotiation strategy that reduced catering costs by 10%.
Impressive shows you're not just managing, you're strategically optimizing resources. RoleCatcher's AI can help here too. You can input details from the job description, and it tailors your responses.
Like a personal PR team for your resume and answers. Speaking of tailoring, let's talk about how would you market this venue to attract new clients and events?
This gets into the nitty-gritty of marketing. What are some key considerations?
Research the venue thoroughly. What are its unique selling points? What events does it typically host? Who's the target audience?
Then tailor your approach to those specifics.
If it's historic, focus on its charm. If it's modern, highlight the tech. Don't forget marketing channels, social media, email, publications, local partnerships.
Be ready to give specific examples of campaigns you've led and the results you achieved.
Okay, on to unexpected challenges. Describe a time you managed a crisis or unexpected challenge during an event.
This is about composure under pressure. Problem solving, thinking on your feet.
Right. Choose a story that shows these qualities. It's not about picking your biggest disaster. It's about highlighting strengths in challenging situations.
So maybe a last-minute cancellation, a tech glitch, or a weather change that forced you to adapt quickly. Walk them through it, your decisions, actions, and outcome.
Emphasize the positive takeaways, even if stressful. Maybe you learned about contingency planning or discovered a hidden strength.
Another question. How do you motivate and inspire your team to achieve their best?
This shows you understand team dynamics and creating a positive work environment.
It's more than giving orders. It's about fostering excellence and empowering success.
Think about how you motivate. Do you offer professional development? Recognize achievements? Create a collaborative, supportive environment where everyone feels valued?
Be ready with specific examples of motivating your team to reach a goal or overcome a challenge.
Don't shy away from challenges you faced in motivating team members and how you address them. Show self-awareness and continuous learning as a leader.
RoleCatcher's AI can provide personalized feedback here, suggesting ways to strengthen your answers for greater impact.
It can even identify areas where you might need further leadership development.
All right, one more question. How would you ensure the safety and security of guests and staff at our venue?
This is where you demonstrate your understanding of safety protocols, risk management, and being prepared for emergencies.
It's not just knowing fire exits. It's having a plan to handle any situation.
Talk about your experience with security measures, crowd control, emergency procedures, and staff training.
Be prepared to discuss specific safety and security challenges you faced and how you address them.
And mention relevant certifications like CPR or first aid training.
Shows your commitment to safety and security, which is essential in this role.
It shows the interviewer you prioritize the well-being of guests and staff.
We've covered a lot, but there's still more to come.
In Part 2, we'll explore career progression for venue directors and see how RoleCatcher can help you reach the top. Welcome back. Now let's shift gears and talk about where this career can actually take you.
Yeah, we've put ourselves through the interview ringer.
But now it's time to have some fun and imagine the possibilities.
So where can this role lead? RoleCatcher's Career Guide actually breaks down the venue director career path really well.
And it often starts with a role many people don't consider: the venue coordinator.
Okay, so tell me about this entry-level position. What do they do?
Think of it as the engine room of the venue. You're assisting with setup and breakdown, managing client communication, coordinating catering, and vendors.
So you get to see every part of venue management.
Exactly. You're building those essential skills: organization, communication, problem solving. They're the foundation for becoming a successful director.
Okay, you've mastered those skills. Where do you go next?
The natural progression is to venue supervisor.
So you're stepping into more of a leadership role.
Right. You're overseeing staff, making sure events run smoothly, managing client relationships, and keeping a close eye on the venue's quality.
And I imagine you're starting to think a little more strategically.
Absolutely. RoleCatcher's Guide even mentions developing promotional strategies and analyzing the venue's performance as part of the job.
So it's not just about managing day-to-day operations. You're starting to see the bigger picture.
And they also highlight the value of certifications. A certified event planner designation can help you stand out.
Okay, so invest in yourself early on.
Got it. Now, if you excel as a supervisor, you can move up to venue manager.
And this is where things get exciting.
You're responsible for those big conferences and banquets, leading a larger team, negotiating contracts, working with marketing.
Wow. You're essentially running the show at this point.
Pretty much. You're also deep into financial analysis. Budgeting forecasting. RoleCatcher even mentions a master's degree in hospitality management at this stage.
That's a big jump in responsibility and expertise.
For sure. And finally, we arrive at the top: venue director.
The dream job.
You're the visionary leader overseeing all operations, building key client relationships, shaping the venue's brand and reputation.
Strategic thinking, leadership, and industry expertise all rolled into one.
The guide mentions a doctorate in hospitality management and even more certifications.
So it's a pretty impressive journey to get there.
Yeah.
But it's inspiring to see how it all unfolds.
It really shows how important continuous learning and professional development are.
And speaking of which, let's talk about RoleCatcher. How can their AI help navigate this career path?
Well, it's not just about nailing that first interview. RoleCatcher can be a valuable tool throughout your entire journey.
Interesting. Tell me more.
Their CV and resume builder is a game changer. Their AI analyzes job descriptions to find the exact skills and keywords employers are looking for.
So it's about showcasing the right experience, not just listing everything you've done.
Exactly, and that's even more important as you move up the ladder.
Because the skills and experience become more specialized.
Right, RoleCatcher helps you tailor your resume for each stage.
I love that. It takes the guesswork out of it.
And don't forget those practice interview questions. RoleCatcher's AI gives you feedback on your answers.
It's like having your own personal coach.
And it's not just for entry-level positions. You can use it as you progress to prepare for those senior-level interviews.
So it's a tool that can grow with you.
Now let's talk about those certifications we mentioned.
They seem pretty important from what you've said.
They really can set you apart. They show you're dedicated to professional development.
So which ones should aspiring venue directors consider?
RoleCatcher specifically mentions the certified meeting professional, certified event planner, and certified special events professional.
Those are some heavy hitters.
They show employers that you've put in the extra work.
If you're serious about this career, those certifications are a must-have.
They can open up so many opportunities and really help you move forward.
So we've seen how you can start from the ground up and climb all the way to the top, and how RoleCatcher can be there to help you every step of the way.
We have. But there's one more crucial piece of the puzzle before we wrap up.
What's that? All right, welcome back to the deep dive. We've covered some really challenging interview questions.
And we've mapped out the exciting career path of a venue director, starting from those entry-level roles.
Plus, we've seen how RoleCatcher's AI can be a real game changer, helping you tailor your resume, practice your answers, and get valuable feedback.
It's like having a personalized career coach in your pocket. But before we wrap up, let's tackle some of the common questions people might have about the role.
Yeah, RoleCatcher's Career Guide has a whole FAQ section dedicated to this. It's a great resource.
Let's start with a basic one. What exactly does a venue director do?
It seems pretty straightforward, but I'm sure there's more to it.
You're right. It's not just about planning events. You're the driving force behind everything that happens at the venue, from conferences to banquets to exhibitions.
You're the one who keeps everything running smoothly.
Exactly. It's about understanding client needs, managing budgets, overseeing staff, safety and security, even marketing strategies.
So you need a real mix of creativity, organization, and leadership skills.
Absolutely. Speaking of skills, what are some of the must-haves for a successful venue director?
Good question. What do you think?
Well, strong organizational and time management skills are essential. You're juggling multiple events, deadlines, and stakeholders. So staying on top of everything is key.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mm.
And I'm guessing communication skills are super important too.
You're right. You're constantly interacting with clients, staff, vendors, so clear and effective communication is crucial.
It's all about building relationships, resolving conflicts, and motivating your team.
Now let's talk about the challenges. What are some of the biggest hurdles venue directors face?
I'd imagine dealing with demanding clients can be pretty tough.
It definitely can. Clients often have unrealistic expectations or last-minute changes, and budget constraints can always make things tricky.
Yeah, that sounds stressful. And what about managing staff?
That can be challenging too. You're responsible for motivating your team, delegating tasks effectively, and resolving any conflicts that come up.
Plus, you need to stay ahead of industry trends and make sure the venue stays competitive.
It's a demanding job, for sure, but it's also incredibly rewarding for those who love a fast-paced, dynamic environment.
Now let's talk about the future. What kind of career progression opportunities are there for venue directors?
Well, many move into higher-level positions in the hospitality industry, like a general manager or director of operations.
So there's room to grow within a company.
Absolutely. And some might go to larger event management companies or even start their own businesses.
That's awesome. So many different paths to explore.
And don't forget those certifications we mentioned.
Right. Those are definitely important.
Certifications like the CMP or CSEP can give you a real edge and demonstrate your commitment to the profession.
They show potential employers you're serious about your career.
And RoleCatcher can even point you towards the most relevant certifications for your goals.
Well, I think we've covered just about everything. Any final thoughts before we wrap things up?
I'd just encourage anyone who's interested in this field to check out RoleCatcher's resources.
Absolutely. It's an amazing resource for aspiring venue directors. From interview prep to career planning and everything in between.
It's everything you need to succeed in this exciting industry.
All right, that's a wrap. A huge thank you to our expert for all the great insights.
It is my pleasure.
And a shout out to RoleCatcher for creating these fantastic resources. For those of you listening, we wish you the best of luck on your venue director journey.
Good luck.
We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.